This is not going to be an easy video for me to make. I was in the process of editing another video when I received the news that JStark had died in a police raid on his house in Germany a few days ago. And I couldn't be more heartbroken now because JStark was a huge role model for me and in many ways pushed me to be the person that I am today and as knowledgeable on firearms as I am today. And I don't think that I would have the same moral character if not for years of following his career and of observing his vision of a better future for humanity. So, for those who don't know, JStark was a German citizen who, like the rest of us, when the first video of Cody Wilson's Liberator pistol dropped on the internet, was anxious to see where that kind of technology could go. So what he did is he created his own community, the Deterrence Dispense community, which today is the premier source for all things 3D printed firearms online. And together with his community, Deterrence Dispensed, he created what was previously thought impossible for years. He created the very first open-sourced, easily buildable, easily accessible, 3D printed semi-automatic carbine. And he called it the FGC-9, the F Gun Control 9. I'll leave it up to your imagination what the F stands for. And the FGC-9 was a massive success and today remains the most widely circulated 3D printable weapons file on the internet. And even as successful as the FGC-9 was, it was only the first tip of the iceberg, and it started a storm and it opened floodgates. Today, the Wildfire AR plans run wild on the internet, as is the name. The Plastikov AK is picking up popularity, especially with its time on the Brandon Herrera channel. There's 3D printed Glock frames and CZ frames floating all around the internet now, and no one can stop them. The government is completely powerless to stop people from getting these files. And of course, the FGC-9 remains as popular as ever, with the Mark II version quickly approaching for a lot of people. Now, JStark, after designing the FGC-9, spent a lot of time advocating for gun rights and advocating for the freedom of speech. In his mind, he viewed the government as the ultimate obstacle between people having the right to bear arms and speak their mind. And so he set his mind to giving people the means they needed to deter a government from ever infringing on their rights or to take a government down if it did become tyrannical. And because of that, the FGC-9 spread across the internet and very likely saved a lot of people's lives in third world countries and in Mexico, where rural people, anyone with a power source and a little bit of internet and a printer and basic knowledge of slicer, could create one of these things from scratch. And JStark kept advocating and kept redesigning the FGC-9, kept improving it for the sake of people that he would never know and would never meet. And for that, to me, that's someone who's a hero. And why did he do it? Well, he had the vision of a future where humanity wouldn't need firearms because we would have them, but we would have them for the sole sake of never needing them. We would have them so that freedom of speech could never be infringed upon, and we would have them so that we never needed to use them. That was his ideal world, one where everyone could live in peace with firearms. And I hope that that future is still in the cards for humanity. And JStark's optimism, his everlasting and undying press to do good for humanity, ultimately got him killed when the German police raided his home. And even though they found no evidence, they still caused him to have a major heart attack and die. JStark influenced me in ways that I can't fully describe in words on this channel. So for that, I say, JStark, I hope you found rest, or I hope you have found rest in the arms of Jesus and the angels, and the free world has suffered a major loss today because of your laws. Thank you for all those who've taken the time to watch this, and I hope that you all can appreciate the legacy of JStark as much as I do.
To bear firearms is a human right. The government or the entity that has the rule over you as an executive force, the police, the military, they have firearms. To be able to escape that injustice, they need to have the same force on an individual level as the executive force of the government entity that is ruling over them. There are certain circumstances in our life which are unfortunate, which make living kind of painful, and sometimes I do not have anything to look forward to. But with me, I have nothing to lose. And to be able to accept the risk to die at any time, basically. Live free or die. These are not empty words. We do not want harm to anyone. We want everyone to live peacefully amongst each other. And we want people to have the freedom of speech, the right to bear arms. And if that's too politically extreme for you, fuck yourself. Live free or die.